writers, it's Justin again. Welcome back. Are you ready to put the finishing touches on your news article? Just like in our previous revising and editing lessons, I'm breaking these skills into two videos, one for revising and one for editing, so you can focus on one step at a time. Oh, I almost forgot. I told some of my friends about our project and they wanted to join in. So today, instead of looking at my article as an example, we'll be reviewing my friend B's. This is called peer review, and it's something writers often do to get another person's thoughts on their writing. As we use the ARMS checklist to revise B's writing today, I'll share some specific tips that you can use to improve your own article too. Let's get into it. All right, let's read B's writing. Remember that we may see some smaller mistakes in grammar or spelling, but those will be covered in the editing step. During revising, we pay attention to the bigger wording changes needed. First, to the bottom of the world. On December 14th, 1911, in Antarctica, Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen and his team became the first people in history to reach the South Pole. They set out to make history and accomplished this amazing feat through months of careful planning and preparation. In October 1911, Amundsen and his four-man team set out from their base camp on the edge of Antarctica, using sled dogs to pull their supplies across the frozen continent. The team had packed a variety of food supplies, including dried meat and chocolate, to keep them energized during the journey. Then, after weeks of traveling through freezing temperatures and harsh winds, the team begins its final push toward the South Pole. Next, on December 14th, Amundsen and his team planted the Norwegian flag at the South Pole. Finally, after spending 3 days at the pole, the team turned back and successfully returned to base camp in late January. It was a solemn moment when we bared our heads and bade farewell to our home and our flag, Amundsen later said. This first successful journey to the South Pole proved that humans could survive and navigate even the most extreme environments on Earth. The expedition changed polar exploration forever, inspiring generations of explorers to push the boundaries of what was possible. Wow, that was great! But let's see if we could find anything for B to improve based on our ARMS checklist. A stands for add. The biggest thing we need to check for here is whether our articles have all their major parts. Articles need a headline, check, lead, check, a body, check, and a tail. Checkaroo. Next, we need to make sure each section has all of the parts it needs. The lead should include all 5 W's and H, and I saw all of those while we were reading. Now onto the body. What should be there? There should be at least 4 event sentences with transition words, dates or times, and a quote with an attribution. Pause here to review the paragraph to see if B has all of these parts. Looks complete to me. There are at least 4 events. Each one starts with a transition, date, or time. There's a quote and an attribution. Great, onto the tail. We should see a restatement of the event, then 2 reasons for importance. Do you think B included that? She did. If your article is missing any parts, you can always go back to previous lessons to review them. And as always, during the add step, keep an eye out for spots that could use a little more detail to make things clearer for readers. Great, time for the next step, remove. This step is where we get to ask ourselves, is there any information here that readers don't need? It's easy for our articles to get long and rambly when we're excited to teach our readers something. But in writing, longer doesn't necessarily mean better. Extra details can actually distract readers from the most important information. Take a look at B's body paragraph. Is there a sentence that you think readers don't need in order to understand the event? Pause here to find it and cross it out. This sentence about the team's food supplies is interesting, but it definitely isn't necessary for understanding the whole event. I'll suggest that she remove it so that readers can stay focused. Checking your article for things to remove can be tricky, so try to imagine you're someone reading it for the first time with no knowledge of the event. If anything feels wordy or distracting, it could be removed as long as you still have all of the parts you need for your article. Ready for the next step? Let's move on to M. The biggest thing to check here is the order of events in your body paragraph. Out of order events can really confuse readers. The best way to check is to go back to your research timeline and confirm that everything lines up. B's looks good to me, but since I don't have her research, I'll leave her a note to double check. If anything else seems out of order in your own article, you can draw an arrow to show where it should move for your final draft. And look at that, we're already on to the last step. S stands for substitute. This is where we look out for any words that we can swap with others. Sometimes words are repeated too often. Other times you might just need to find a word that fits your writing better. Today, though, we'll use the substitute step to focus on our professional tone. What do you remember about what it means to write like a professional? It means that our writing needs to sound factual and confident. So in news writing, we need to look out for places where our opinions or emotions have snuck in. And honestly, it can be really easy for our opinions to slip in without us even realizing it, especially if we're excited about teaching our audience something new. Take a close look at this sentence in B's lead. Do you notice a word that sounds unprofessional? Pause here to find and circle it. She uses the word amazing to describe the feat. Spelled F-E-A-T, feat means an accomplishment. Reaching the South Pole definitely was a big accomplishment, but saying that it's amazing is B's opinion. So she needs another way to describe it. Here's a tip for you when you're replacing opinion words. Ask yourself what you're actually meaning with the word, then find something factual to replace it with. What do you think B is trying to get at when she says the feat is amazing? She probably means that it was important or historic. After all, this was the first time it had been done. So we could just say that. Saying that it was an important feat states the same idea, but with fact instead of feeling. As you revise your own writing, read through carefully and ask yourself, are there any words here that are really just my opinion? If you find one, think about what you're really trying to say and restate it as a fact instead. Great work today. I know your revisions are going to be great too. I'll see you in part 2 of this lesson where we'll edit B's article together. Like the other revising and editing lessons we've done, there won't be any online practice this time, so you can focus completely on your writing. And remember, words can take you anywhere. Where will they take you next? I'll see you soon. Hey, hey.